Well, friends, I did it again. I broke a string. That's right, this has happened to me several times over the last few years, and it's always within this third octave above middle C for some reason. What was unusual about this incident is that I was making a test recording at the time, so it was actually caught on camera. Oh, not again. And here you can see the aftermath of the string failure. Here is one end of the broken wire, and here's the other end. And you can see it broke at the place where it goes underneath this part of the metal frame. In this register of the piano, it's 3 strings to a note, but the same piece of wire actually does double duty for 2 strings because it starts up here and then goes up and loops around this pin and then comes back. So even though the other half of the wire didn't break, it's lost all its tension. And that means that that note is effectively down from 3 strings to 1. Some people told me that maybe I'm playing the piano too hard, and maybe I am. I'm not quite sure what to do about that. I'm already trying to play more gently, but perhaps I just get carried away in some moments. I actually had a completely different video planned for this weekend, but I can't work on it now until the piano technician comes to replace the string. So instead, I'm going to try to have some fun by playing around this key. That is, I'm going to play some music that normally uses this key a lot, but I'll try to avoid hitting it as much as I can. It'll be like those challenges that two-set violin do where they say, oh, let's play this piece of music in D minor but not play any Ds. Except in this situation, it's almost a practical necessity for 2 reasons. One, because we're now down to 1 string for this key instead of 3. The impact that's normally delivered to 3 strings is getting delivered to 1 string. That puts that 1 remaining string under extra strain. And the other reason is that because that 1 string is way off to one side, there's a torque that's being applied to the hammer every time it hits the string, and that's not good for the hammer assembly. So I'm going to play, I can't come up with a better piece than Beethoven's Sonata No. 30, Opus 109. I haven't touched this piece for a few months, so pardon my finger slips. It's amazing how much you come to miss 1 single key. Okay, let's try something different. Let's try rewriting the piece so that it still makes musical sense, but I just avoid that key entirely. This is something that Beethoven himself would do, especially in the early sonatas where he would be writing for a piano keyboard that was 5 octaves wide. He would write the exposition and the recapitulation a little differently to take into account not having enough keys at the top. I'd play you some examples, but unfortunately all the examples I can come up with use this key. This is so annoying. Anyway, if you ever do find yourself in this sort of situation where 1 or 2 keys are out of commission, you don't have to go quite that far to be productive. You can still practice single-handedly and move around to different registers and concentrate on purely technical problems, for example. By the time you watch this video, the string should be fixed, so next weekend things should be back to normal here. See you then.